Welcome to the Bare Metal Cyber CISSP Prepcast. This series helps you prepare for the ISC² CISSP exam with focused explanations and practical context. In this episode, we're going to equip you with one of the most powerful tools for exam success: the ability to break down and deconstruct CISSP questions effectively. Knowing the material is one thing, understanding how to apply it under pressure is another. The CISSP exam is as much about strategy and interpretation as it is about technical knowledge. That's why learning how to approach each question with clarity, confidence, and purpose is essential. Let's start with understanding how a typical CISSP question is structured. Most questions consist of three main parts. First is the scenario, which provides context, background, or real-world framing. This part may include details about an organization, a security policy, a technology, or an incident. Next comes the question stem. This is the actual question being asked. It might say something like, what is the best course of action, or which of the following should be done first? This is the part to focus on most closely. Finally, you'll see 4 answer choices. These are designed to include at least one correct option, one or more plausible distractors, and possibly one that is clearly incorrect. Your task is to pick the best answer based on what you know and what the question is really asking. Recognizing this structure helps you approach each question strategically. Instead of reading passively, you'll know exactly where to direct your attention first. Now let's explore specific techniques for deconstructing questions. The first tip is to always find the real question before diving into the rest. Go straight to the question stem. What are they asking you to do? Are they looking for the best option, the first step, the most likely outcome, or the least risky choice? Identifying this early frames how you analyze the rest of the question. Second, highlight critical keywords. These are the words that signal what the exam wants. Look for terms like best, first, most appropriate, least effective, or most likely. Also look for specific domain cues like access control, encryption, or incident response. These keywords help you quickly orient your thinking. Third, simplify the scenario. Don't get lost in long paragraphs or extra information. Condense the situation into 1 or 2 simple facts. For example, if the scenario talks about a system breach in a multinational company, and the question asks what to do first, focus on containment and escalation, not policy revisions. Finally, try predicting your answer before looking at the choices. Think about what the correct response should be based on your understanding of best practices. Then compare that mental prediction to the given options. This technique helps filter out distractions and keeps your judgment sharp. Now let's talk about eliminating incorrect answers. Sometimes, the fastest way to the right answer is by removing the wrong ones. Start by discarding anything that clearly does not fit the context or contradicts CISSP principles. Watch for extreme or absolute language like always, never, or only. These are often traps. Real-world security decisions are rarely that black and white. Also look out for distractors, answers that sound technical or familiar but don't fully address the question. Use your knowledge of domains to cut out options that don't align. If the question is about legal compliance and one answer focuses entirely on encryption methods, it's probably a misdirection. Narrowing your choices makes it easier to select the best answer, especially under time pressure. For more CISSP preparation resources, comprehensive cybersecurity books, and targeted exam strategy materials, please visit cyberauthor.me. Equip yourself with everything you need to master CISSP questions and successfully pass your exam. Let's now turn our attention to recognizing best practices in the answers. Most correct responses on the CISSP exam are rooted in well-established security principles. That means they will usually align with frameworks like the CIA triad, risk management fundamentals, and regulatory compliance. When you evaluate answer choices, ask yourself which one best supports confidentiality, integrity, or availability. Which one reflects proactive decision-making? Which one aligns with regulatory standards or promotes business continuity? Answers that highlight security planning, risk-based decisions, or preventative action are often more correct than reactive or overly technical ones. Trust the principles you've studied. They are your compass. When in doubt, return to those core concepts. They will usually point you in the right direction. Now let's talk about managing question complexity and test day anxiety. Some questions will be long, confusing, or full of unfamiliar terms. When that happens, break the question down into smaller parts. Restate the scenario in your own words, simplify what's being asked, eliminate background noise. If you feel overwhelmed, pause for a deep breath, clear your mind for a moment. Remind yourself that you've prepared for this and that your job is to make one informed decision at a time. Don't let your nerves make the question harder than it is. Confidence is built not just from knowledge, but from your ability to stay calm and focused. Also, remember that not every sentence in a scenario is important. Sometimes a paragraph is there to distract or set a mood, but the key information is buried in one line. Practice spotting the core facts quickly so you don't waste time or energy on unnecessary details. As you move forward, make question deconstruction a regular part of your study routine. Practice it across all domains. Don't just answer questions, study how they're written. Ask yourself why you missed certain ones. Was it a misunderstanding of the material or a misread of the question? Keep a journal of tricky questions. Write down what confused you and how you'll spot it next time. Ask your peers how they approached the same question. Was their logic different? Did they see a clue you missed? Also, continue refining your core techniques, like identifying the question stem first, predicting your answer, eliminating wrong choices, and aligning with best practices. The more you do it, the faster and more natural it becomes. This is how you transform from a test taker into a strategic problem solver. And that mindset is what the CISSP exam rewards. Thank you for joining the CISSP Prepcast by Bare Metal Cyber. For more episodes, in-depth study resources, and personalized CISSP support, visit baremetalcyber.com. Mastering the art of question deconstruction sets you up for exam success, greater confidence, and your CISSP certification. We'll see you in the next episode.